People like to believe that working with horses is static, that once you've learned the routines, the rest just repeats. It doesn't. What actually repeats is change. I've owned the stable with my husband, Mark, long enough that I can track a child's life by how they move through the barn. The little ones arrive bursting with enthusiasm, brushing too hard, asking if horses sleep standing up, convinced that if they love a horse enough, it will love them back forever. Then come the teenagers. Some deepen, they start asking better questions. They stop trying to control everything and begin to listen. Others drift away. Sports, friends, part-time jobs, slowly replacing the barn. And then there's a third kind, the ones who stay, physically, but whose attention shifts somewhere else entirely. I noticed it happening with Lily. She'd been riding with us since she was 9. Capable, not remarkable, but steady. She followed instructions. She liked routine. For years, she fit easily into the rhythm of the place. Around 13, the phone arrived. At first, it was nothing. A photo after a lesson, a short video of a trot line. I don't mind documentation. Barns don't exist outside the world anymore, and pretending otherwise only breeds resentment. But eventually, the phone stopped being an accessory and became the purpose. Lily started arriving early and leaving late, not to ride, but to film. She repositioned herself constantly, asking others to move so she could get the angle. She talked about growth and engagement and platforms with the seriousness some kids reserve for exams. I didn't intervene. Teenagers experiment. Most phases burn themselves out. Then Willow foaled. Willow has always been one of those horses you trust without thinking about it. Steady, patient. The kind who lowers her head automatically when a child approaches. Her pregnancy had been uncomplicated, but after years of doing this work, I don't take anything for granted. I slept in the tack room the night she foaled, the camera feed open, the barn quiet, in that way it only ever is, when something important is about to happen. Anchor arrived just before dawn, clean birth, strong legs, curious eyes. He stood within the hour, wobbling but determined. Mark sat beside me on an overturned bucket and watched quietly. During the day, Willow and Anchor went out into a small paddock near the barn. Willow welcomed attention there. She chose when to step forward, when to turn away. Anchor learned quickly that people meant gentle hands and strange smells. Lily adored him. I saw her often at the fence, phone raised carefully, speaking softly as Anchor nudged her sleeve. Willow stood relaxed beside them. That was the key difference. Willow had space. She controlled the interaction. Inside the stall, it was different. After the stress in the days leading up to the birth, Willow became guarded in enclosed spaces. Not aggressive, just alert. The walls narrowed her world. Anchor was small, vulnerable, entirely hers to protect, so we made a rule. No one but Mark and me entered Willow and Anchor's stall. No students, no helpers, no exceptions. It was posted clearly. It was explained repeatedly. Lily nodded when I told her. Her eyes flicked briefly to her phone. A week later, the weather turned. Rain came hard and sideways. Paddocks flooded. Horses were brought in early. We bedded stalls deeper than usual, preparing for more bad weather. Lily was there that afternoon, meant to be helping clean stalls. We needed the help. I was halfway down the aisle when I heard Willow. Not a scream, something sharper. Breath caught wrong, followed by a heavy thud against wood. I dropped what I was holding and ran. The stall door was open. Inside, everything had already happened. Willow stood angled protectively around Anchor, her body rigid. Lily lay crumpled against the wall, her phone several feet away, screen cracked. Her eyes were closed. A bruise was already darkening along her cheek. I didn't rush Willow. I stepped in slowly, my voice low. "It's okay," I told her. "I've got it." Willow snorted once, but didn't move. Anchor pressed into her chest, wide-eyed but unharmed. Mark was there seconds later. We checked Lily, breathing, pulse, unconscious, but alive. We called an ambulance. We called her parents. Willow hadn't lashed out wildly. She hadn't chased. She'd shoved. One instinctive movement to remove a threat from her foal. It had been enough. The barn stayed quiet after that. Lily had a concussion, A black eye that turned angry purple before it faded. No riding for weeks. No screens longer than that. I shut down rumors gently but firmly. Willow wasn't dangerous. The rule hadn't been arbitrary. She had a foal and a bad experience. A few days later, Lily came back with her parents. She walked carefully, shoulders hunched, phone nowhere in sight. Her black eye had faded to yellow. She didn't look toward the stall. Her mother carried a large paper bag filled with treats, apples, carrots, carefully cut. "I'm sorry," her father said. "We should have reinforced the rules better." Lily swallowed. "I knew," she said quietly. "I just thought she knew me." "She does," I said, "outside." Her mother nodded. "We're hoping this break gives her time to think about where she's heading." Lily glanced once toward Willow's stall, then away. "I miss riding," she admitted, "but I think I need to miss it for a while." That evening, I watched Willow as Anchor slept beside her, her breathing slow and steady again. Horses don't perform. They don't tolerate confusion. They respond to what's real in front of them. Teenagers grow the same way, sometimes painfully, sometimes abruptly. The barn remains. Clear rules, quiet lessons, and a colt named Anchor, steady not because of what anyone projected onto him, but because the adults around him understood that safety, like trust, only exists when boundaries are respected.